Hey, this is Secondary 1 Honors, quarter number 4, video number 5. In this video, we're going to be putting together what we know about vectors and matrices to find areas of parallelograms. So you've done something similar to this before, but this is, now that we know about vectors, this is going to make this really easy. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add two vectors together, and we're going to set them up tail to tail in order to make a parallelogram. So I'm going to start at an initial point, and I'm going to do 5, 0. So 5, 0 is just straight across like that. And since I'm doing tail to tail, I'm starting in the same position, the same initial point, and I'm going to do 4, 5. Okay, now I'm going to make a parallelogram, and so I'm going to make this parallelogram like that. What I'm trying to do is, my goal here is to find the area of the parallelogram that I have here. So I'm going to go ahead and shade in or color in this parallelogram. And what I want to do is I want to find the area of the parallelogram. Now, the area of a parallelogram, the formula is area is equal to base times height. And so when you have a parallelogram that's set up like this one is, where it's easy to tell what the base is and it's easy to tell what the height is, it's not really so hard to find the area of the parallelogram. And so I could do this really easy by saying, well, this is 5 and this is 5, and so 5 times 5 is 25, so that's the area. So that's not hard, but the problem is if I took this parallelogram and if it was turned around somewhat, you're going to have to use a Pythagorean theorem or distance formula to find the sides and how long everything is, and that makes it a little bit harder, but we can actually do this using vectors. And so what we're going to do, okay, to find the area of this parallel, we're going to actually just find the components of our initial two vectors that we had. So we can just take that 5, 0, which that was, it doesn't really matter what order you do this in either. We're going to make a matrix out of it, so 5, 0. And then we're going to take the other vector and we're going to put that in, 4, 5. And all you have to do is find the determinant of that vector. So 5 times 5 is 25 minus 0, which is 25. And remember, area always has to be positive, so the area of this parallelogram is 25. Now, since we already figured that out the easy way, we know that that's right, but we're not going to give you problems that you're going to be able to find out the easy way. So you just do the determinant, and there's your area. And that just tells you how many square units it would take to fill that parallelogram space. Okay, so if we have something like this, this is kind of what I'm talking about. We're a little bit off-center, and so if we were to make a parallelogram out of this, I'm going to need to make this one come down like this and over here, and so to find the area of that parallelogram, that's what I'm trying to do. So all I have to do is I just have to get my components. So this one down here is 2, negative 3, and this one here is 6, 4. And then to find the area, I find my determinant, and that's 26, and I'm done. And that's it. So you are now able to do 26 through 29 on your worksheet. Now you are going to have to, we're going to give you parallelograms, and you have to find the area. And so remember, you're just looking for 2 of the components. It actually doesn't even matter which 2. Just get any of your 2 vectors and get your components, and you can put it in the matrix. So we could use this one and this one if we wanted to. It does not matter. We're also going to give you problems where we just give you the vertices. And so you're not going to have anything on your graph. It'll be completely blank grid. So you won't even have that. It'll just be blank. And you'll have to graph that, and then you'll have to decide what are your components. And so look for ways to do that. Look for ways that you could, maybe shortcut that a little bit, but I'm going to let you figure that one out. So there's only 4 problems. You can just do those, and then the very last video, it will be video number 6.